Good morning, all. Wild weather here for liveweatherblogs.com, and here is Isaac this morning, about 250 miles or so, 275 miles or so, southeast of Puerto Rico this morning, and you can clearly see the circulations right in here. It's looking a lot healthier today, this morning, than it did last night. 40 mile per hour winds right now, down to 1,003 millibars. This is it. Like I said yesterday, I thought when I got into this area right here, this is its opportunity to strengthen, and indeed that may be happening right now. There's still a little bit of believe it or not, northerly shear into the system still. The upper level low that Mike DeFino was talking about is over here. Looks like it's weakening a little bit. Here's this trough of low pressure out here in the Gulf, in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. This is going to be a major factor into the future, down the road, the future track of Isaac. Isaac also, another observation now, has slowed down considerably to where it was last night, moving west now at 12 miles per hour, moving very slowly compared to what it was doing, and that may help it to develop a little bit. Good inflow coming in here. All quadrants look good. It's breathing well. I would assume that by this afternoon we're going to see Isaac's winds go up for sure. You can see right here out in front, you can see the pulse moving up toward the Bahamas here. And if you follow these clouds, you get the idea that Isaac will probably start moving in that general direction. You're in Florida, the Panhandle especially, and the west coast of Florida. You definitely want to start thinking about what you're going to do if a strong tropical storm or hurricane is going to be approaching your area. If the euro is to be believed, the euro takes Isaac still pretty weak like it is now, although the structure looks great this morning, up into this area and then making landfall near Mobile Bay is a pretty strong hurricane. So we're going to have to really keep your eyes on this today. Today is going to be a critical day in terms of what's going to happen with Isaac down the road. Does it get tangled with Hispaniola and Haiti and Cuba? What about this upper level low? It looks like it's weakening a little bit. So, right now it looks like all systems go here for, I wouldn't call it rapid strengthening, but steady strengthening. Probably looking at, by the 2 p.m. advisory, I would say winds are probably 50, 60 miles per hour. Right now it's sitting at 40 miles per hour. Let's take a look at a few models. Let's take a look at the euro here. The euro is a 2 a.m. euro. Euro has it pretty much pegged pretty well. Coming out of here, heading across and then slamming up here near Mobile Bay. Remember yesterday I said if you're in Louisiana, Mississippi, Mobile Bay, Alabama, and the Panhandle of Florida, you really can't let your guard down, and this is the reason why. The euro really showing it, blowing up here in the Gulf of Mexico and really making a hit there, right near Fort Walton Beach and Fort Walton Beach and Mobile Bay. So again, get yourselves, just keep in the back of your mind, you may need to take action later on early next week, Monday night, Tuesday, early Tuesday, Monday afternoon or so. So keep that in the back of your mind. Let's take a look at another model. This is the GFS. Latest run of the GFS takes it weak, rather weak tropical storm, strengthens in the straits and then up the west coast of Florida. This would be bad news still for those that are living along the west coast of Florida, as it does strengthening into perhaps a minimal hurricane as it's scraping up the west coast of Florida. And it doesn't stop there. It keeps on going up the east coast here, up the Piedmont, up the coastal plain here. Maybe get some rain into South Jersey, and then all along the coastal sections. It'll be a very sharp cutoff line to the west, though, in terms of heavier rain. Again, this is just one model representation of what could happen. One thing is for sure, overnight, most of the models did shift off to the west a little bit, and the euro came a little bit east. So I think it's going to be today that you're really going to see the models try to get a better handle on what's going to happen with Isaac. Let's take a look at one more. This is a GFDL, which is a hurricane model. GFDL takes it across. Look at that; it's only 1,008 millibars, and it comes up here across across Cuba, across South Florida. It's been really tangled with land here. and I think that's what the GFDL is trying to show us today. Again, here's the water vapor map, and in the water vapor map this morning, we have Isaac down here pretty far to the south, in the central Caribbean, moving off to the west at 12. Here's that that tut feature, upper level low with the trough, the trough here. Looks like it is weakening down as it's approaching this upper trough here, this main trough. So maybe the shear won't be quite as bad as I initially thought yesterday, in terms of Isaac. Maybe Isaac has a chance to develop from here on out to about this position here, and then at that point it's going to be, does it turn to the north? Is it continuing west? It's all going to be based on the intensity here. But right now it looks like all systems are pretty good for some modest strengthening for Isaac today. One last look here is put the points on here for Tropical Storm Isaac. And according to this, it's back in here a little bit again. It's still a little bit of easterly and west, or east northeasterly shear here. So this is the National Hurricane Track is up in this fashion. It's going to have to start turning pretty quickly, in today to see if make sure it doesn't continue to head off the west here. So there's another look at the Hurricane Forecast Center track. Official center is there, right at about 65 west, 15.4 north, and it's tropical storm. Hurricane as it hits the southwest coast of the Dominican Republic, and then across this way, and then becomes a hurricane again in the eastern Gulf. So keep it here to liveweatherblogs.com. Again, if you're in the west coast of Florida, all the way up to the Panhandle, you're in Mobile Bay, Alabama, Mississippi, even in New Orleans, I would say from right about here eastbound, it's time to start thinking about what you would do if a hurricane were to approach you by, say, early in the morning, Tuesday afternoon and night. This is Wild Weather for liveweatherblogs.com. Keep it here for further updates.